So how do you get your manuscript uploaded to CreateSpace and ready to go in print? That's what we're going to cover today. So first, let's log into our CreateSpace account. Let's start on the CreateSpace website. Enter our login information. Go ahead and log in. That'll take you straight to the member dashboard, which will look like this. So the book you started is right down here. There is some action required. We've got a little notice right up here. So when you first start up an account, you're going to want to submit your tax information. You can do that at any time. Let's click the link. They'll basically need to know what country you're in, who you are, who's going to be getting the royalties. Then I like to have my money direct deposited. You can have it sent by a check. And you just continue to fill out the information, where it's going to be sent, and then submit it. Since this is just a play account for me, I'm going to ignore all that and go back to the dashboard right over here. Click that. And so let's look at the next step in working on the book. So we already put in the title information. We can review that again. Your title, who the editor is, author, that sort of thing. Continue. The ISBN we covered in episode 4. So if you want to know more about ISBNs, you can go there. But we're going to go over to the interior now, which will be the subject of this episode. So basically, for my book, I've chosen black and white paper color for the pages. The size, there's a bunch of different trim sizes you can select, and I chose a standard one. I want to have a little bit different than my other books, 7.5 by 9.25. Usually I use the most popular trim size here, 6 by 9. So depending on what kind of book you've got, you can choose a trim size. What I do is I usually start with a formatted template. So if you look up here, you can choose either a blank template or something that's been formatted. And I'm like, okay, for some reason I go with the formatted template. This is what the Word document file looks like that's been formatted. So there's already some text in here that I can just replace out, which is what I usually do. And I also do quite a bit of editing in terms of I wanted my margins to be a little bit bigger. I'm using different fonts, but this is kind of nice to get you started. So you can either use this or you can use the unformatted one. So you can type directly into the formatted template, or you can create your own Word document, do all your writing, and then import it into that template. Sometimes that's a little bit easier. I've already started writing right into the template. So here's the different parts of my book, just kind of going down, got quite a bit work done already. Then what I'll do at the end is I'm just going to save that, and I just upload the file straight as a doc file. So let's pretend I've got my book done. I'm going to upload the file. Let's browse. Got quite a few things going on here. Oops. And my most recent one is this one here, so let's put that up. Okay, and then just save. So what it'll do is it'll upload that. So it's going to upload the file, and then it's going to process it into a PDF that you can then review. Your other options are to just upload it as a print-ready PDF. Haven't done that before, but I'm thinking about doing it this time. I'm actually playing around with a new program, an Adobe product called InDesign, which is the industry standard for creating interior designs of books. Now, an interior design is the actual formatting that the book has inside. So typically an author will write their book and then import it or then format it once they're done. I tend to format as I go, but I'm curious to see how this InDesign program will work. One of the things with Word is that once you get a big document and you're formatting at the end, it seems you change one thing and everything changes. So the headers and the footers sometimes get messed up. The section breaks can be kind of difficult. What's nice about InDesign is it actually saves each chapter as a separate file and then creates the book for you by putting all those different files together with a consistent style throughout, which is, I'm looking forward to checking it out. It's certainly easy to use Word, and if you've got Word, it uploads really nice, and we'll check that out now. So our print check is done, and we can launch the PDF viewer so we can preview our file. Takes it a second to load. Just like that, there's my title page. Looks pretty good for something that was just pretty much very draft form. Certainly, I'm a couple months away from actually having the manuscript done. But this is kind of fun if you want to sneak preview your book, or if you've got it done and you want to actually proof it. You can go through and proof it online this way. I can see I've got some page numbers on one side and no page numbers on the other. So if there's any errors that the processing project caught, they'll be listed up here in the box, and we can see that I have some sort of error with some sort of content that was deleted. What I can do is then, oh, look, it gives me the page numbers here. I can go up and check those page numbers in particular to see if there's really going to be any problem on those pages. And it looks like what might have been deleted is that I probably had some HTML code that went with some of the links here. There's a website link right there. That's probably they're concerned about. That's fine. I don't need that HTML code. So I'm good. So I've got a couple choices down here. I can go back, upload a new file, or I can save this one and continue, which means I'm accepting it as it is. Of course, at any time I can always go back and upload a new one. So that brings me right back to this page where I can accept the changes. And once I do that, it takes me to the cover tab, and I see that there's a green check mark on the interior being done. Woohoo! So getting your manuscript into CreateSpace and ready to print is pretty simple, isn't it? We'll talk about the cover next time. In the meantime, please subscribe to my channel. That gives me support, and give me some comments and or ask questions in the comment section.